The Nautilus has been available for a couple of weeks now, and there's still so much untapped potential. Using my 2-year survival world, let's explore some really unique possibilities with this new mob, and let's sit back in Minecraft. It feels very good to be back here on Minecraft Preview Edition, on a copy of my survival world. The Nautilus has been available for a couple of weeks now. I wanted to make a video, but I feel like there was nothing that I could add until now, because I've just been thinking and trying to come up with ideas that we can use for this guy, but I feel like there's so many possibilities that no one's even really considered with this mob. I mean, look how high you can jump just by, I mean, it is such a cool, it really is such a unique mob. And it actually feels really good being back in this world. I love to get playing on this world again. I just love coming up with new ideas and basically just sharing them. And if you've got any ideas or suggestions, like the Copper Golem shop, I mean, that was a lot of your guys' suggestions, basically. So any unique ideas, please let me know, because I'd love to hear them. I'm thinking if I run this command, okay, that's not as big as I thought it would be. Okay, there we go. Look at that. So again, because this is just a copy, I'm basically just going to flood my entire city so we can really push this little guy as far as possible. And man, this is making my game laggy. This is actually really crazy looking, seeing the city entirely flooded. I mean, look at that. That is, wow. Okay, and so now, here we are, just exploring the flooded city. This is really cool. It's a shame these blocks aren't waterlogged, but still. And again, the fact you can jump so high. It really is such a cool mob. And it was quite funny as well, I can just extend the water. So it's like I get to the edge of the ocean, and then I can just, yeah, flood in some more. This is so cool. So I'm looking at this flooded street, and I'm basically thinking, why don't we try and create a series of loops and just basically hoops as well? And something that I have noticed, if you play on Bedrock Edition, you now have the Java water sound, which is really cool. But if we basically try and do something like this, where it's just basically an alternating pattern, and then again, we can do the same further down here as well. And you know what? To make it really obvious, we'll basically place iron bars, or some copper bars rather, so that you know exactly where to go. And then I think this final one, you're gonna have to probably go all the way above and jump out the water. I think that'd be really cool. So I'm now on the Nautilus as well. Something I have noticed, when you're riding, do you see the bubbles coming out the back? Or that basically coming out the guy's mouth? I'm not exactly... Yeah, is that the back or is that the front? I have no idea. So we can dive through these hoops as well. That is really cool. And this one, we're going to have to really jump up again. That was really, really simple. I won't lie to you. But, I mean, the fact that you can do this is really cool. And just being in this underwater city, I mean, that's the church right there. It does make me want to basically, using this mob, build an entirely underwater city. I think that'd be really cool. And then this with vibrant visuals, I mean, look at that. That is just ridiculous looking. And just, again, I'm sure you've seen the Nautilus as well, but just listen to the sound design. It really is just quite spectacular. And thank you as well for all the support with the channel recently. I mean, it really has been just so unbelievable. Thank you all so much. And thank you again to the channel members supporting me directly. I forgot to mention the fact that... Oh, that was so close. But channel members now have an exclusive role in the Discord, which is really cool. There's a link to join in the description. You can, of course, join the Discord, but it's just an extra role if you are a channel member. But take a look at this guy. Can we trade on the back of the Nautilus? Oh, we can. That's cool. But now that we're here, okay, this is really hard to see, but there are train tracks going into train tunnels here. I'd love to try something with a Nautilus-only door. So can we lead this guy? Oh, we can. That's good. Okay. Basically onto a wall or a fence, rather. Okay, there we go. But to make this look slightly nice, I'm just going to waterlog everything. And then I absolutely love these copper blocks as well. I'm still in the mood for the copper golem, but I'm basically going to place them probably right here. And that is actually really annoying that that's 3 blocks wide, because I have no idea how you make a 3-block wide piston door. And so for simplicity's sake, I'm basically just going to probably have it like that, but make only one side open up. In fact, I'm going to push this further back by 1 block. And then now that we're in here, I'm basically going to place some sponges and just drain out all of the water. But that is basically all of the water completely drained in here. And then I think if we were to get some slime blocks and then basically cover slime blocks all in this place. Why is this slime block so tiny in my hand? That is weird. Okay, we are still in the beta preview, whatever it's called. I'm not exactly sure. And then we can't go that way because that leads into here. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to get some honey blocks, because the good thing about slime block and honey blocks is they don't stick to each other yet. They stick to everything else. And then we get our sticky piston, and then we get our lever and basically attach these like that and then pull them back. You can see that, yeah, the door is now open. That is so cool. Okay, nice. Okay. I'm going to... Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. And that's probably going to do the same to this side as well. We will have to keep that in mind. Okay, you know what? We'll just use some grey terracotta just to hide it. It's not the best, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And so now that we've done that, I'm basically going to place a tripwire here and then here. And I basically want it to be you have to use a Nautilus and you have to dash in order to get in. Because if you don't dash, then there probably won't be enough time for you to even get inside the tunnel. So the tripwire will activate that redstone because it's right there. That is good to know. And so I'm thinking if we basically power that and then replace that with a redstone torch, I'm not too bothered about how it looks. In fact, I kind of like the redstone being exposed. I think that looks quite cool. And then I'm basically going to run a redstone line all the way underneath here, like that. And because it's on redstone, we can just place the gravel back and it looks like nothing has changed. That's so cool. And now, again, we're kind of eating into this space. That's unfortunate. I'm basically going to get a repeater and then we'll place that probably somewhere along this line here. I'm not exactly sure. In fact, I'm going to basically run the redstone along the stairs and then down like that. Yeah, that works. Okay. And now we need to get to underneath here somehow, which we can do fairly straightforward. Again, going underneath the stairs. Okay, cool. And again, we'll just place a stair there so it doesn't disconnect. Place back some andesite and then basically place a repeater as well. Probably right. Oh, that's fine. And so now this entire door is sealed up. And then I'm thinking if we were to then just tunnel into here, block that up straight away, you can see that, yeah, this is in fact shut. We touched the tripwire. Does that... Great. Okay, we just need to fix the timings. Okay, so this should now work. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then just to prove, if you try and swim into this, well, okay, you kind of can get in. Okay, you know what? To fix that, we'll basically just move this back by 1 block. That way you've got slightly further to swim. And something I've noticed with this preview is the fact that the hitboxes on blocks are really weird. But if we now run our redstone torch from there, and so now if we try and swim into this thing, yeah, we can't get in. Okay, perfect. Which means if we now get our Nautilus, we're gonna have to try and dash through, which is actually gonna be really tricky. So I think it might be we have to activate it and then quickly go through. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. And then we need some kind of water pool for this guy. Make sure that he's okay. Okay, nice. Okay, not nice. Not... I'm very sorry about that. Back outside. Maybe that's not the best execution of a Nautilus door. If you try and come up with one, you should definitely post it in the Discord because I'd love to see it. Something I would quite like to try out is kind of like Nautilus parkour. So if we set some glass there and then basically place some water all the way around it. In fact, rather than using the glass, we'll instead use signs. That way you can't collide with it. And so we'll place a sign in the middle and then basically just place signs off of it. I mean, it's maybe it's really not the best looking, but that's fine. And then I'm basically just going to clone this entire thing. And so then that way I can just go like this. And then, yeah. Okay, cool. And so we can basically just clone these little pods all the way along. We get ourselves a Nautilus as well. And this is incredibly morally wrong. Okay, we've got our Nautilus. We get a saddle as well. And now this is going to be really tricky. Oh, uh-oh. He survived. How on earth? We landed in a bush. No, what? Okay, this guy deserves to be free. No, please, not another one. Okay, that was close. Let's try that one more time. That was crazy. I can't believe we landed in that bush. And then we basically want to go like this. Not again. Okay, that guy wasn't too lucky. I'm going to try it from this other side. I feel like this will be easier starting from here. And then we jump over. Okay, no. Okay. We can't really overshoot it. Okay, let's actually try that one more time. Okay, but with a slightly bigger pool, and this pool will have sides, just so you've got something to land in. I think that's quite important. And then we can have one over here as well. This one can be slightly further up as well, but just not as far. And then from there, you've got to try and land in that one again. Okay, let's try this, see if that works at all. And so then let's jump. Okay. And then, yeah, that was good. Okay, this next one. Okay, perfect. And then this last one. Okay, I think we need to go back ever so slightly. This last one. Come on. No. Oh. Okay. I think you can see what I'm getting at, but you can make a full challenge about this. And if you do, please share it in the Discord. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it.